Hi, I'm Adam Lane Smith, an attachment specialist, and today I want to talk to you about forgiving yourself because it's a hot topic that most people have no idea how to do. By the end of this video, you should understand how to forgive yourself from whatever things you have done. Now, that's a big promise. A lot of people spend their entire lives agonizing over things they've done. I'm going to talk to you about how to fix that. Because in my work previously, I was a psychotherapist, licensed psychotherapist, before I voluntarily resigned my title so that I could do work outside of my state. I worked with inmates facing the death penalty for multiple murders, for child mutilation cases, for harming their own families, for killing people that they didn't mean to kill, but they were right there. All kinds of awful things. I worked with a lot of people who needed self-forgiveness and have done things way worse than just about anyone watching this video. If you've killed less than 10 people, I think we're okay. Self-forgiveness is crucial because you can't live if you want yourself to die. If you believe you deserve to die right there on the spot, it's very difficult to go on with your life. It's very difficult to make good decisions. It's very difficult to take care of yourself. I believe is Jordan Peterson who talks about the importance of treating yourself as a good friend, as you would treat someone that you love. It's crucial to care about yourself and forgive yourself. You don't have to think you're the greatest person on earth, but to forgive yourself so that you can move on is huge. Most people do something that they're ashamed of, even something small. They, in their youth, they used to be racist. They were mean to people. They bullied somebody. They stole something. They went to jail for a period of time. Whatever that might be, whatever you might have done. The one I get the most often is having cheated on somebody. Whatever you might have done marks you because you have made a choice. You've defined yourself by a choice that you made. That creates a spiral because now you identify yourself with that choice. That choice is the person that you are in your mind. And for all intents and purposes, you are right because that's a choice that you have made in the past. The problem comes when most people are so paralyzed by the fear, the sorrow, the grief, the guilt of what they have done that they stop doing anything. They're afraid to do anything about it. They're afraid to fix it. They don't know how, and they don't think it's possible to fix it. They are now stained forever. They are a sinner for the rest of their life. You are just a bad person. Give up. That's the fear. That's not how it works. You need to act. You need to do something about it. The choice that you made defined you. Until you make a choice in the opposite direction and redefine who you are with your choices, you will always be that person, at least in your mind, and probably in the minds of others. When you make amends, when you atone for your actions, when you pay the cost, all of these are ways to describe action. You don't pay a cost by sitting in a room staring at a wall and crying. You pay a cost by doing something in the opposite vein of what you've done. You make it mean something. You make the person that you wronged, you make their sacrifice mean something so that the world is a better place because of what they endured. This doesn't make it right. It doesn't make what you did right, and it doesn't earn their forgiveness, although it's a good step in the right direction. It does change who you are as a person. It's an act of charity to the person that you've wronged in the past, because at least they can look at it and heal a little bit by saying that person won't ever do that to anybody else again, and here are some good things that came from what happened to me. That makes your forgiveness, your atonement, an act of charity to that person, even if they don't take it that way. And you can't do your act intending it that way to try to take credit, but it is an act of charity if it's truly from the heart. It's also an act of charity to the people that need that help. It's an act of charity to the people that you will stop from doing what you did. It's an act of charity to people recovering from what you did. It's an act of charity to anybody that you help. You then become a person who invests in charity in others. Invest your charity and your kindness, your time, your compassion, your love for other people. And that redefines who you are over time as you consistently give that, as you make choices again and again to be that person. Then you are no longer a person who cheated on your girlfriend one time. You are a person who teaches other people how to have better relationships so that nobody ever cheats and does what you did. That's an incredible difference in who you are. Even if you aren't teaching people, you are a person who invests in full, honest communication in your relationship so that no problem is allowed to flourish, so that no cheating ever happens again. Well, that redefines you as a partner. That redefines you if you are that committed to keeping fully open, honest communication because you understand how wrong things can go. That gives other people the chance to trust you in that relationship. When I worked with people in prison, people who had murdered somebody or killed somebody, having to figure out what they want to do with their life going forward, what they want to be remembered for, not for killing. What? For their relationship with their son? For the things that they did to help minister to other people in that jail? The compassion they gave to other inmates who needed help? There's choices to be made. No matter where you are, there are choices to be made, and those choices define you. And if you are afraid to make those choices, then you will be stuck as a person who did something wrong and was afraid to act for the rest of your life. And that is why you can't forgive yourself. Now, self-forgiveness is not a magical feeling. You won't reach a point where you're like, yeah, I'm great. It doesn't matter that I did that thing. That's not the point. The point of self-forgiveness is to say, this is what I did. This is what I've done in reaction to what I did. And this is who I am now because of that choice. This is how I know I will never do that thing again because I am truly not that person anymore. And this is the work I have done so that the thing I did meant something good in the world. When you can say that, it is hard to hate yourself. That's where real forgiveness comes from. That's where you can let go of the things you've done. Now, if you've done things and you're terrified that somebody will find out, you may need to be honest about that and make a confession to somebody so that people know about it. And I know people who live with secret dark pasts that have terrified them, that they're afraid it will ever come out. And it does. Because when you start doing really good things, people want to know about you, and then they find out about you. I have a really, really good friend who committed one really foolish act of domestic violence. Very foolish act. And went to jail for it. And served their time. And came out and made right. Went to the person, apologized, fixed that relationship, learned, committed themselves to fixing it, committed themselves to teaching other people to fix it, committed themselves to stopping it in other families, committed themselves to making sure other families have the tools they need so that they don't even reach those circumstances, so that they're not even tempted to have those experiences. Now, which part defines my friend? The fact that they committed an act of domestic violence, or the fact that they have defined themselves and their life by helping other families because of what happened, by owning up to what they did, by making a public confession of what they did on their social media accounts, and then tracing that story and showing what they have done. Not as look at me, but as don't be like me, be better than me. Now that is somebody I can respect, and I do, because that's why they're my friend. I wouldn't be their friend if they were just committed domestic violence and never moved on from it. I never felt bad for it, or felt a little bad and just beat themselves up secretly. I would say, what are you going to do about it? And that's my question to you today. What are you afraid of? What are you ashamed of? And what are you going to do about it? Who do you want to be? Because we are not defined by the choices we make in the past. We are defined by the choices we make today. And at the end of your life, you will be defined by all of the choices you have made. What are those choices? If you made a big bad choice in the past, make a big good choice today and tomorrow and the next day and devote yourself to it. Really seek it out and find it. You can be somebody wonderful because of what happened. You can redefine yourself today and tomorrow, and you can forgive yourself. And that's the secret. Thank you for listening. I'm Adam Lane Smith. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. I've got a website with my name. You can find me just about everywhere. If you've enjoyed this content, please subscribe. Please like. It supports the channel and it gets my message out to a lot more people. And please leave me a comment letting me know what you'd like to hear about in the future. Thank you.